In the past 2 decades, access to ICT has improved dramatically. This has alleviated the older issue of lack of technology in schools, but the expected increase in use hasn't resulted to the extent that governing bodies would have hoped. Why is that? Is it fear of technology? Is it lack of technical know-how? Insufficient professional development? Lack of understanding of the potential benefits to teachers of implementing it? Lack of motivation? Incentive? Leadership? Well, it could be one, some, or all of these things. Since we have to start somewhere, let's begin with leadership. This research looks into whether leadership might have something to do with it. Whether my study is important or not is one thing, but truly what matters is that we engage our students, our digitally savvy children who no longer exist in a pen and paper world. We've spent enormous sums of money on investing in technology for schools, but its use is dependent upon the desire and motivation of the teachers who have access to it. Most schools seem to have a de facto technology person or leader. That person is a regular teacher who is often the librarian or prep coverage teacher, or perhaps a teacher who simply likes technology. How well would that work out in a business? After investing huge sums of money in tools, would not private industry appoint a team of people whose job it is to maintain, train, implement, and improve that tool? Imagine what the impact might be if administrators were those leaders who provided the motivation to use the tool, created the culture where teachers feel willing to take the risk of changing the way they teach, and imagine if this led to the creation of a specific role in schools for a technology leader who could help teachers to integrate technology and pedagogy. Well, once again, my research doesn't aspire to fulfill such lofty goals. However, it could take a little bite out of it. While looking at the relation between school administrators and teachers' use of technology, I propose these principal research questions. What are teacher attitudes to using technology for teaching? Do teachers feel supported in the use of tech for teaching? Do teachers have the skills necessary to integrate tech and pedagogy? How do teachers feel about the role of administration as it relates to use of technology? Do teachers feel part of a larger vision or goal for the development of tech for teaching at their school? Do teachers think that technology is important to elementary education? My methodology would go something like this. Invitations to participate in an online survey will be emailed to 300 elementary classroom teachers in Ontario public schools, in both rural and urban settings. I expect about 30 respondents. The level of teaching experience will range from 3 to 6 years. From among the sample group of 30, 5 teachers will be interviewed to enrich the data. These 5 teachers will be selected at random. Participation will be voluntary, and participants will be able to withdraw at any time. After the survey data has been collected, 5 randomly selected participants from those identified as having indicated in their online survey that they are willing will be emailed an invitation to be interviewed. Participation in the interview is also voluntary, and all participant data is confidential. Regarding the surveys, each teacher will receive a 15-minute survey comprising a combination of open responses and multiple choice answers. Surveys are to be submitted electronically. Interviews will be conducted at each teacher's place of work unless requested otherwise. Interviews will be no longer than 30 minutes. Interviews will be recorded and transcribed with participant permission and according to ethical review standards. Based on findings from the research, it is hoped that further exploration can be undertaken to take a few small steps towards moving our schools from where they are now to where they really should be in an age of technological expansion unseen since the Industrial Revolution, which is where some of our schools still seem to be. Personally, I think this research is totally fund-worthy.